No! 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 Welcome to the Five Reason post-game show brought to you by the Five Reason Sports Network. We're here with the crew. We got a couple extra people in the family today. We got Michael today. We got Brian. We got Gad. We got Ariel. And, of course, Alejandro representing us from the American Airlines Arena. Miami Heat fall to the Hawks 94-80 tonight. It was a tough offensive night. We did a pretty good job defensively until the fourth quarter when Trae Young just lit us up for 13 straight points. But other than that, Miami Heat lose that 6-game winning streak, and we fall to the Atlanta Hawks on this 2-game series. Michael, we'll start with you since you're fresh here. What were your thoughts on tonight's game?
I mean, the
all right, Ariel.
The offense. That was the key. That was the key of the game. The offense.
Ariel, what were your thoughts on the game, brother?
I thought that was.
Oh my gosh!
All right.
We're just getting killed. All right, I'm gonna try. If I try to survive here. So.
What?
I don't even know what to say.
I was just thinking whoever talked first might get kicked out. Gad, go ahead. Try talking about the game. See if you don't. Oh, never mind. Gad's out.
Shit.
Brian, are you with me?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, go ahead. Give me what you say. All right, so I guess it's me.
If you smell what the Rock is cooking.
What's going on, Five Reason Sports Nation? It's your boy, Royal A. Shepherd, and I am definitely back on the post-game streams. So I want to thank my guys, Manny, Michael, thank Gad, want to thank Brian, want to thank Ariel,
Oh my God.
thank Jonathan, Alejandro. Thank you guys all for playing. But yeah, I'm back. We finally lost the fucking game. I've been off now for going on 2 weeks, G. Like, it's almost 2 weeks that I've been off this post-game show. And the Heat decided to play the best basketball of the season while I'm not here. So I do want to kill this team tonight because what we saw tonight is definitely not emblematic of what we've seen for the last 6 games, especially from Bam Adebayo. Like, he was one of the worst players on the floor, in my honest opinion. But I didn't watch the whole game, so I need you guys to fill me in on like the first half and stuff like that. So I throw this to Brian first. Brian, bro, let me know what you feel about the game, bro.
I felt, the offense was broken. I think that's the biggest takeaway. That's what Ariel was going to say. I think that's what Michael was going to point to, is the offense looked trash tonight. And I don't know if that's a product of them being without Jimmy or if it's a product of adjustments that the Hawks made. I think we've seen in a lot of these 2-game series, usually the team that takes the first game will lose the second game. But I mean, after a 6-game win streak, they were kind of due for this type of a night. So I don't think it's anything we have to be too concerned about. But yeah, the biggest takeaway is they can score.
Yeah, that seems to be a common thread amongst the season there. We go through these offensive droughts periodically in games, and sometimes we pull them out, which is what's been the case. But tonight we just weren't able to do that. Ariel, what did you see from the game tonight, bro?
I saw a team that, like you had mentioned, was probably due for one. Brian had also mentioned that it's kind of tough to win those back-to-back games against the same team, especially when you're shorthanded, missing your best player, and then your second best player basically turns into one of your worst players. I think that was, I love Bam. I'm a big Bam guy, but that was probably his worst game of the season from an overall, impact standpoint. And given what the team needed from him tonight, he definitely didn't give it to them. It was a lot of, they forced 23 turnovers. They won the turnover battle 23-7, and they still lost that game. They couldn't hit a damn shot from 3. They missed a bunch of bunnies at the rim throughout the game, and it's just a losing recipe. You're not going to win games that way.
MH Prince, Kryptonite is spelled with a K.
And a Y.
Yeah, so I'm going to throw it to Alejandro, who's sitting in the arena. Alejandro, Bam did turn in a pretty bad performance. He scored 11 points on 3 of 8 shooting, had 2 rebounds and 3 assists. As somebody who was in the arena watching him play, what did you see from Bam tonight?
And the bad part is not the amount of points, the amount of shots that he took. It was like 7 or 8 only. Like, I don't know why he's so passive these type of nights. And right now I'm looking at Tyler Hero practicing shots. I'm like, what are you doing, Tyler? Go to bed. But it was just a rough game overall. Like, I mean, you guys were talking about the threes. There were 2 for 13 in the first half. The 2 only threes that they had was one Duncan Robinson just shooting at the last second because he had to, and the second one was Max Strus hitting that one as soon as he came in. So that was a summary of how bad of a first half the Heat had hitting threes. And you were mentioning some of the shots that they took close to the rim, the ones that the people that actually took the shot, and they were missing open shots, man. It's just, I mean, Atlanta didn't have a great performance either. It was just a rough game overall to watch if you don't like defensive games. And I wouldn't even say it was a defensive game because they both missed a lot of open shots. It was just missing shots all over the place. So I don't know. It was not that team that we were used to watch in the last 6 games, but I guess it's just it was due. And the hard part is that they make I was gonna dance a little bit.
Hey.
The negative part of it is just they got Trae Young with less than 10 points up to the fourth quarter, and they still lost by I don't know how many points. So it's just, I don't know. It's just a lot of defensive effort that it just goes to hell.
Yeah, so that is a pretty interesting point about how well the team played defensively, and they just couldn't get anything going offensively, and it kind of led to what ended up happening. So I want to acknowledge the GOAT's comment. He said, Royal comes back, and now Bam looks like a G League player. Royal got to go. I don't know if y'all understand the concept of a post-game show, but the decision for me to come on this show is made after the game, not before, bro. Like, so if the Heat would have won, then I would not have been here, but they lost. So I'm here now, and you're going to have to deal with me for the rest of the season now. Jonathan, I do want to acknowledge the whole Skyforce crew that we got here. Minus Michael, Jonathan, and Alejandro, who were vets. But you guys did an awesome job while I was out. I was in here every show in the comments. You guys killed it while I was out, and so I do want to give you guys a round of applause for holding it down while the boy was out.
Let me tell Adam something. Adam is gonna pay us. Please use a different system because YouTube takes your money here, 30% off. So if you're gonna pay Royal, pay him. I don't know, use Cash App or something.
Alejandro, don't make me start taking clothes off on here and put my Cash App out so people can start sending the boy some money.
Hey, you got to do what you got to do, man.
Hey, man, times is hard. We are in the middle of a pandemic. So, Jonathan, let's get back to the game, bro. What were your thoughts on the game?
It was, we came out and, we came out really flat. Like Alejandro was saying, we were like 2 for 13 from 3 from the first half. But although we kept it flat, we kept it relatively close. And I like the things we were doing defensively. I was really surprised that we were able to hold Trae Young quiet for another whole half. And, even though we didn't score that much, we had good play from a couple of guys. Shots just weren't falling tonight. Tonight's was just one of those nights where, like Alejandro said, it wasn't even good defense. It was just shots were just not falling. People were hitting open shots, and it was just a bad game.
To add to that, Jonathan, they were winning in the third quarter, 50-49 and 51-50 or something. So they were actually up, and they missed a couple of open shots right there. I think that was the moment that the Heat missed to actually get away and put some advantage, more points on the board. And from there, it went downhill, and especially in that fourth quarter, because entering the fourth quarter, it was actually a pretty close game. But after that, it was bad. So, guys, I'm leaving. I'm going to listen to you on my way home. Thank you, guys, and I'll see you soon, all right?
All right,
bye-bye.
Thank you, Alejandro.
See you, Alejandro. Safe, brother.
Bye-bye.
So, Ramakan, I want to get you a chance. Manny, could you take that off, bro? It's too small. I can't see it. Ramakan, I want to give you a chance to finish your point, bro. Adam, thank you for your donation, bro.
Thanks for making Royal dance, I guess.
Yeah, whatever, bro. I'm talking about basketball right now. I haven't done this in a long time. Ramakan.
I mean, like Alejandro was saying, we actually had a pretty solid third quarter, but if you really think about it, it was just 2 guys. It was Duncan who was hitting shots, and it was Hero who was going off in that third quarter. But outside of that, everybody else still relatively struggled. And then that fourth quarter, nobody was hitting anything. We didn't have that Hero run. Goran wasn't really hitting a slow tonight. It felt like every shot that was touching the rim would bounce off. There were so many shots that just bounced around the rim and fell off. And, once Trae Young hit that deep 3, I was like, that's it, because he catches his flow in one shot. That's all it takes for him is one shot. So he hit 3 threes in a row, and then he had those 2 free throws. And after that, the game was just really on ice, and we were just trying to play catch up. But it was done from there.
Yeah, one of those shots that you're talking about was kind of like in the fourth quarter, where it's like the game was kind of still in the balance, and Goran went up for a layup and just blew that shit. Like it was like it's just, and it seemed like that was the type of night that he was having. So Gad, I want you to go ahead and get your opportunity to go off. You've been the most negative person, around when I'm gone, bro. Well, it's
what? Wait,
what?
No, isn't his
no, you haven't been on
I feel good. What is
I'm happy when we win. Like,
happy.
I'll
I
smile
feel
and
happy.
but-
That's the new Gad thing.
Yo, how are you? Like, I understand the offense was bad, whatever, but what pissed me off the most is you're doing a good job guarding Trae Young defensively because you're putting pressure on him either at half court or before it. And then for some reason in the third quarter, when the old dudes come in the game, you're going to decide to pick up Trae freaking behind the 3-point line. Like, that's not going to end well. Trae can bomb it from 30 feet. You had Iggy and Goran sitting at the top of the key, just sitting there. Trae's going to take that shot. Like, make him dribble and try to beat you off the dribble. That's what he doesn't want to do. But if you're just going to let him sit there and take that shot, that's when I started to get hot. And then it's just kind of been building and building and building. And now I'm flaming. But nah, it was a bad game. Bam woke up and chose cardio today. I mean, 11 points, 2 rebounds, and 3 assists.
I mean, he got smacked in the face like 4 times.
That's
by
fine.
Capella.
He got
started
elbowed
bleeding.
in the face one time
Yeah.
by Capella. Oh no, don't worry about it, bro. We're gonna get the Clint, George, Mike, and Capella in a second, bro. Go ahead, Gad. I want to let you finish your point.
Nah, it was just frustrating. And then you have the team that just wants to rely on the 3 ball the entire game. We didn't take too many threes. Like, what was it? Like 33 threes, but just there was times when they had the lane open to drive. Like Tyler Hero on his heat check at the end of the third quarter, he had Solomon Hill playing the 3, and that lane was wide open to go to the lane. And he chose to pull up for the 3, which, I mean, I get it. You're taking a heat check. You're hot. But damn, sometimes making the right decision would look really good in hindsight from now. But it's one loss. They played bad. They don't have Jimmy. I'm not going to overreact to this, but the way they lost this game is frustrating as hell.
Yeah, the way they lost this game is reminiscent of what this team was the last time I was on the post game show. Like that's kind of where it is, and that's where I've been most of the season, where this team is up and down, so you never know which team you're going to feel. But a lot of people got more comfortable with this recent win streak because the team has started to look more consistent. Michael, I'm gonna throw this to you. I threw it to you last because we've done the show together already since my hiatus, and so I wanted to hear these other guys talk. But go ahead, Michael. Tell me your thoughts on the game.
I just feel like, because I know more than Michael now in the comments saying, let Michael talk. I appreciate it. You slandered me earlier, bro, and all on Clutch Corner. So listen, I'm pretty sure this is Adam's burner, but it is what it is. It's fine. It's hard to come up with something original after 4 other people give their takes, but look, to me, the only thing that really disappointed me tonight was Bam. I wanted Bam to be more aggressive. That was the biggest thing I wanted to see. Just because Jimmy was out, we need to see that from him. But aside from that, I'm not coming away from this game at all thinking, hey, everything that happened the past 6 games didn't happen. This was a loss that felt like it was coming for a while now. They had won so many games in a row. They hadn't been super consistent. And it just felt like you're allowed to lose this game when you win games against higher quality opponents. When you beat a team like the Jazz or the Lakers early on, you lose this game short. I said 4-1 to end the season. Get to 500 by the break. They still have a chance to do that. If they lose the next game, then I'll say, okay. But even then, I mean, without Jimmy tonight, what are you expecting? This is the way these guys have looked for a long part of the season.
Yeah, so I do want to acknowledge the $5 dono by Brian Drake. He says, say what you want. Boogie isn't passive. I'll address that in a second. But Gad, you look like you wanted to jump in and say something.
I feel like he's just letting Goran off a little bit easy. He said, I was only disappointed in Bam. Like, listen, Bam didn't play great, but you'd be crazy if you watched this game. If you thought Goran played well too. Like, he had 3.
No, whoa. I'm not saying Goran played well, but this is Goran's second game back, right?
No, I understand that.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
being back doesn't mean you have the right to miss layups. Like, come on, 3 layups.
I mean, but if we're gonna be hard on anyone, I feel like Goran is much lower on the list than Bam or Nunn or Olynyk.
I don't know about much lower. I don't know about much lower, but I know like he's right after Bam. He's right after
I
Bam.
don't put him right after Bam personally.
I think it's Jimmy Bam Goran in terms of people who we're looking to help carry this team.
Stars accountable. This is a game where Goran and Bam should step up, and they didn't.
So then why are we not holding Nunn accountable then if everybody was saying Nunn is now completely fine and everybody started debating Nunn versus Oladipo?
Oh,
And now
so-
we're letting none off with a bad game.
So wait a minute. So wait a
Tyler
minute.
too, though. Like
Yeah,
he's
wait-
like
wait a
third on
minute.
the team in scoring. Sorry, go ahead.
Wait a no, it's cool. I just got back and we're gonna get to all of them
Let's do it.
individually. But let's start with Bam though. Like I want to talk about individual performances. And let's and let's talk about Bam and the Clint Capella thing. Like 2 rebounds, no matter what the circumstances are for Bam Adebayo, is unacceptable. And just the standard of play that he's now raised himself to is where this team needs to live, and that's where he needs to live. You are at least a 16, 9, and 4 or 5 assist guy. If you get anything less than that, then people need to hold your ass to the fire. So, Jonathan, I want you to start on Bam and what you saw from him, what you didn't see, the matchup with Clint Capella, just anything in that general regard.
Well, yeah. First of all, let's touch on the rebounding. You got to look at the Heat. Goran had more rebounds than him. Iguodala had more rebounds than him. Tyler Hero had more rebounds than him. Kelly Olynyk had more rebounds than him. So
We all only had 2 less rebounds than him.
That's crazy.
All of us here.
So shout out Cable 22. Royal being too much like Jimmy right now. Drops that ether, man.
Just to address that right quick, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but I am a fan of the Miami Heat, and we just came off of a 6-game win streak. So I'm actually relatively positive. I'm pretty happy right now. Like, just being honest, like this game don't really mean much of shit to me.
Mhm.
Like we've just got off a 6-game win streak. I'm the president of morale. I gave myself that title right now, so I'm going to be excited and jovial this entire episode.
You're the president of morale yet. You haven't been here for weeks.
Hey,
Give it to any of these other
I am
guys.
the self-appointed president of morale for the 5 Reasons Sports post-game show, and you all will respect my wishes. Okay, so I am happy, I am excited, and I understand the need for fans to vent right now. So I'm letting everybody who's been here and who is more disappointed in this team than me get an opportunity to talk. Take me off of full
Because
screen.
I'm a stud. I'm ballsy. I don't take no shit from anyone. I smoke my stogie anywhere I want.
You know, Manny, I actually really like that you played that for me because I am a stud. Okay, I am ballsy. But we're gonna let Jonathan Rumblecard continue with his point, bro. Go ahead.
Yeah. So first of all, he rebounded the ball really well last game. He had 6 offensive rebounds. Thanks, HM. Bam came out small tonight. Yuck, man. 100% agree. So you just played really without any impact. In that first half, Clint Capella had like 40 rebounds. But, like, he
It's
had,
just
like,
Adam.
so Bam just didn't do what he had to do. If he was able to get those boards instead of having Clint Capella get those offensive rebounds, we would have been able to at least build that lead up in the first half and have a little bit of a cushion going into the second half. And as far as his offensive aggression goes, he has the speed advantage on Clint Capella, and he has the power advantage on John Collins. So he needs to be getting to the rim, whether it's off the top of the key where he has it out in the paint instead of looking for a pass. He's always looking for the back cutter, and he'll find him here and there, but he's not always going to find him. And then if it doesn't happen, he's wasting a whole possession on doing that. So he needs to start taking it to the rim. Clint Capella cannot keep up with him. He's definitely longer than him, and if he's doing it in the post, it might be a little bit harder, but he's way slower than him. He can take him to the rim. So, how much points? 11 points tonight on 3 of 8 shooting. Bam just can't shoot 8 shots when Jimmy's not here. He needs to be 20s. He needs to be in the 20s. I want to see him taking 5 to 8 jump shots and taking 10 to 12 shots to the rim because he's going to get fouled. He's good at drawing fouls, so he needs to take the shots to the rim more. And if we're having an offensive drought, he needs to be the guy that we go to instead of having a young Tyler Hero or an old Goran Dragic. Bam Adebayo is our other all-star. He's our other max player. So he needs to be the guy that's taking it to the rim, drawing fouls, slowing the clock down if we're having offensive droughts, and taking us to get these wins when we don't have Jimmy.
Yeah, so the Bam aggression conversation is one that we've had ad nauseum on this network. It makes me sick to my fucking stomach every time we get like I'm serious, bro.
Brian.
Like every time we get into a game and it's like Bam lays one of these eggs, then it's like, I gotta get on here and talk about Bam not being aggressive again. Yeah, that's what I'm throwing it to Brian. Brian, go ahead, bro. You go ahead. And where do you land on the Bam like play from tonight?
The first thing I want to say is my name is actually spelled with a Y.
That's tough.
The second, I think I've made this point before, but I think part of the reason Bam isn't as aggressive as we'd like to see him is because he has to create a lot of his own offense, which isn't typical for a big. I don't know that we have a guy that can get Bam easy shots. And part of it is the mental thing. It's just Bam saying, F it, I'm just gonna go to the rim because literally nobody on me can guard me, right? If it's a small guy, I'm gonna take him inside. If it's a bigger guy, I'm gonna drive right past him. If I get fouled, I feel pretty good hitting free throws. So, a lot of it is just the desire to do it. And, I don't know the plays in it. Maybe Spo just doesn't want Bam, taking random shots like that. Maybe the whole thing is, the idea is for Bam to get his shots in the flow of the offense, and not force things. I think Spo had a comment recently where, he mentioned that the Bam mid-range is fine at the end of possessions. It's not something that he wants him to just throw up. And then part of it, I think, is, Bam is maybe hurt a little bit. So that could be it as well. He's dealing with knee tendonitis. And we saw at the end of that game, it looked like he might have gotten hurt and he was looking a little gimpy. If you guys noticed, Spo took out Bam at the very end and put in Precious. So I think there's just a lot of reasons for it. I think that having a pure point guard would probably help a guy that's looking for Bam to get those easy shots, but I don't know that aggressiveness is going to come anytime soon without those kind of structural changes.
I think 1J54 kind of encapsulate what you were saying. He said this is becoming a regular thing for Bam. He is not a go-to guy. Ariel, I'm gonna toss this to you. Is that the case? Like, is Bam are we asking more of Bam than what he's willing to give or capable of giving in terms of being a go-to scorer or somebody who takes over games when we're missing a Jimmy?
So we might be asking too much based on what his mentality generally is, right? He's not like a guy who usually looks to just take over games and assert himself and dominate and do all of, take advantage of all of the things that he has over other bigs and the guys that he usually matches up against with. But my thing is, like, if you're Spo and you don't have Jimmy, and even when you do have Jimmy, especially when Jimmy's on the bench, run more actions that get Bam more involved. I don't know why tonight 90% of the offense wasn't, Bam at the elbow, running all kinds of stuff, making quick decisions, having guards screen for him and have him come off that screen where he gets to go either downhill or, kick it back to the guard who's now flared to the 3-point line. Like, he just wasn't involved enough tonight. So yes, part of it is on him needing to look to assert himself more when he has the ball. But a lot of it, I think, is on Spo to find ways to be more creative and get him more involved in the offense. My other thing is, I don't know if you guys want to have this conversation, but at a certain point, I think we're going to have to because, when he first rolled out that mid-range jumper this season and started utilizing it more frequently, he was burying it. That shit was money. It was cash. Lately, he hasn't really been making them at the same clip. And I don't know if that's just regression to the mean or if there's something else there. I don't know if it's mechanics. I don't know if it has anything to do with the knee and maybe some lift. I don't know what it is specifically, but that part of his game seems to have regressed a little bit. And so it's at least something to monitor. But Spo has to get him more involved.
Okay, so I like that point, and we'll shift the conversation to that Bam jumper, Gad, and I'm gonna throw that to you. But I want to acknowledge Ricky's comments, which seem to be spot on. He said Bam's abilities, based on where he is right now, will make him an ideal third option. He said we have to beg him to score 25 plus. Your first option doesn't need that. Bam needs to grow a little more, and I wholeheartedly agree. And part of that growth is that jumper. Like you said, he's taking it more this season. We asked for that, and now it's kind of teetering off a little bit. And I think that's partially because he doesn't take advantage of the foot speed that he has over Clint Capella. He doesn't drive past him. Gad, where are you on Bam in terms of his development, that jumper, and is that hindering his game more than it's helping him at this point?
No, I don't think it's hindering his game. Like, you want to have that jumper in your bag and you want to be able to hit that shot and threaten teams over the top. And that's when you see like Rudy Gobert and Clint Capella coming out of the paint. But just look at the basket is my problem. There was multiple times tonight where he would just catch the ball and look for the next guy to throw it to. Like, you don't need to take the shot because against the Jazz, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think he took way too many shots and it wasn't a lot of ISO. It was a lot of catch the ball, turn,
face up,
face Rudy Gobert while you're facing the basket. And then from there, you make the defense react to you threatening that you're going to the rim. But he just has not done that. I don't know if that's Jimmy being back or whatever, or Jimmy not being back. Honestly, I feel like he's more aggressive with Jimmy in the game. But once again, Bam is still young. I know people want to see him turn into this go-to guy immediately. It's not going to happen overnight. It's still a process that he's going to continue to work on. But we've seen kind of the flashes before, so it's really frustrating. We have nights like this. but that's just part of a young player growing into becoming a star in the NBA. And I think that's what Bam is currently doing. But obviously, it's really, really frustrating when you have players coming in off the bench being more aggressive than him.
Okay, so Michael, I think Gad's preaching a little bit of patience with Bam, and I think I'm leaning more so that direction, just because a lot of people like to refer to Bam as our max player, but I mean, technically that max doesn't even kick in until next year, so he's still a young dude. It's his second year starting. The expectations are really high for him, but I mean, they're right where they should be. Should this team be relying on Bam Adebayo to that extent? I want to ask you a pretty simple question.
When Jimmy is out, obviously, when Jimmy's out for sure. If you're having a game where you've got your 3-point shooters, they're hitting their shots, then okay, he can sit back and take less shots. But my problem with this game was they played from the outside in as opposed to the inside out. They tried to just start from shooting the 3-pointers and they weren't falling. And then they didn't really adjust well to shoot from inside. There was one stretch in the third quarter, I think it was like 2 back-to-back plays, where it was like Nunn had a driving floater, then Nunn drove again and threw an alley-oop to Bam. And I was like, okay, they're going to start playing from the inside. It's going to be okay. Then they'll develop like that opening for the outside shot. And it wasn't happening. And you get that inside shot by either Goran and Kendrick Nunn getting in there, which they weren't doing too much of tonight, at least not scoring. Bam trying to make something happen in there, which he wasn't. They were just forcing on chucking up threes. The guys weren't super open. They weren't hitting the shots even when they were. So it feels like, look, on a night like tonight where nothing else is working for you and you need that last resort, Bam has to step up and say, I'm going to lead this team to where we need to be. And it didn't feel like he did. And what's most frustrating is we've seen him do that earlier this season when Jimmy was out. Those Nets games, he played great. When Jimmy was out for a while, he was taking a lot more shots. He was taking a lot more of the offense into his own hands. And now he's just kind of backed off. And maybe he's hurt or something and we don't know. I know he was hobbled there at the end. Maybe he was hurt the whole game or something. But I just want to see a little bit of what he was doing earlier in the season when Jimmy was out.
So I think that's pretty interesting because you see Bam like deferring to guys like Gabe Vincent at times. And I think that's what frustrates us the most. Let's turn our attention to another player. And I'm not going to give everybody a chance to talk on this because we need to move along a little quicker. But I'm going to throw this to Jonathan. Goran, man, he's another one of those players that we expect to lean on when he's out. And I mean, I know Goran looked great a couple of times since he's been back. But I mean, tonight it just didn't look, he didn't shoot terribly, but he just didn't look right. Talk about Goran's game tonight.
Yeah, Goran just seems flat tonight. Like you said, he didn't shoot terribly. When I actually looked at the stat sheet and saw that he almost shot 50%, I was actually pretty surprised.
Nah, he had garbage time layups though. There were 2 layups that really got those stats up. He was like 3 for 9 for most.
Don't worry, Gad. I'm coming to you next. You seem to be the most riled up about.
No, he's really upset about Goran.
Yeah, Goran seems. I was trying to force it that way, but go ahead.
Actually, I'm gonna let Gad take over this one. Go ahead, Gad.
I appreciate that. No, Gad. No, but honestly though, Gad, I think you should take it because you should be the one that's 100%. Most passionate about what you saw from Goran's game tonight. Like this Goran is kind of like what I'm expecting throughout the rest of the season, where we get pockets of great Goran, the one that we saw in the bubble, the one that we were able to rely on night in, night out. But I think fans should be wary of that. These types of games where Goran looks flat, he's missing layups, and he's not able to carry us in spurts where Jimmy's not in the game. Is that a product of Goran being old, or just Jimmy being out and not being able to take over the game at those moments?
I think it's a little bit of a mix of both. Like, you can't expect Goran to have those crazy nights every single night. Like, he was great the other night, especially to close the game. So, like, I'm not saying this is a recurring problem with Goran, but, like, you just can't miss layups. You can't get these ISOs on Danilo Gallinari and just not be able to get by him. There was times where he got stonewalled by Danilo Gallinari. Yeah. Like, that, he's a slower Kelly Olynyk. That can't happen. Like, that was my problem with Goran tonight. Just, you need to be able to hit those layups when you have them. And if you're not feeling confident in your layups, just lob it up to somebody. Just wasn't really feeling good about his entire floor game tonight. He just looked a little bit out of sorts. Now, maybe it's just he played too many minutes in certain stretches, because I know he didn't play too much down the stretch, but he was at like 25 minutes in the third quarter, so that could have been it. Maybe he was just a little overused early on, but I was just frustrated with you can't be that 35-year-old vet calming presence and come in and not have a good floor game and miss layups. That just can't happen. I'm not saying this is going to be a problem the whole year. Like, I still expect Goran to be really good, but that, like, the night tonight, it really can't happen for Goran.
But
I don't think tonight's an aberration, though. I think tonight is going to be a part of the Goran Dragic experience for the rest of the year. He's getting older, and I feel like the inconsistencies are just going to you're going to see it a little bit more than just tonight. There's only so much that he can do at this age. You know what I mean? Like, it's not to say that Goran's a bad player, but it's just that's not what I can expect. So, Jonathan, I'm going to throw this to you after I get finished reading this. I'm sorry, Michael. Nunn did a very good job defending Trey most of the night in the fourth when Atlanta adjusted by letting Trey draw switches on the Goran. The splurge of threes plus fouls occurred. Don't know why we allowed it. It's because we don't have very many other options. But Michael, it's like you wanted to jump in and say something.
No, I was just going to agree with you on the Goran thing. It just depends on what your expectations were for him coming into the season. I love Goran and I think he's a great player, but to expect him to have the performances he did in the playoffs, every night this season, I think is unrealistic. Coming off of his injury and another injury that he just came off of 4 games ago.
Wait, time out. All I want to say is I just think we should rely on Goran less. I agree with you guys, but I just don't think giving Goran 30 minutes should be something that we're doing routinely. Obviously, Jimmy's hurt.
It's not going to be, though, like you said.
Hate Goran. You hate Goran, Gat. That's all it is. That's all it is. You hate him. It's embarrassing.
Ariel, go ahead and jump in.
You're putting words in my mouth, Michael. You're putting words in my mouth.
Ariel, go ahead and jump in, bro.
No, I was going to say, coming into the season, a lot of the discourse around here was that, we didn't want to have to rely on Goran. We were thinking that a lot of other guys could take a step up in their role, specifically a guy like Tyler Hero, and that would take a lot of the pressure off of Goran. And so they tried the point guard experiment with Tyler Hero. It didn't really work out the way they wanted to. He's not quite ready for that. And so I think they're kind of in a position right now where, I don't know how much we want to go back to the trade talk because we do that every single show, but I do think they need something there.
Yeah, I mean, a playmaker or 4, we've already had those conversations ad nauseum. We're going to talk about the game. So, Jonathan, you can pick either Kendrick Nunn or Tyler Hero, whichever one you want to talk about. And Brian, you're going to have the other one, whichever one he doesn't pick after that.
Ooh, Jonathan got first pick. That's
I got
shots at Brian.
And I'll take.
Hey, Black History Month is over.
I'm gonna take Tyler Hero because talking about Goran not having to take the carry of the load, if Jimmy's in the game, he needs to be the third option. If Jimmy's not in the game, Hero needs to be the second option, and Goran still needs to be the third option. Because, like we're saying, Goran can't be this guy we can rely on to make the score. To score. He's not the all-star that he once was. So Tyler Hero needs to be the guy that steps up. He can't go scoreless in the first half. He had a great third quarter, but outside of that third quarter, he really didn't give us anything. Like Adam was saying in the comments, he couldn't even get past Solomon Hill. So really what we need.
He's a good defender.
Yeah, Solomon Hill's a GOAT. He likes anime, okay? He's my guy. I'm with him.
I love Solo.
Too, man. We all
it's only positive Solo talk on this show.
Yeah. I'm happy he got the win.
Yeah, I'm happy for him. I thought he was throwing for us because he had that turnover when game was close. I was like, all right, he's traveling.
He was plus 16 despite going 0-3 from the field.
Well, that's probably because Tyler Hero couldn't get past him at all. But go ahead.
Yeah, so Tyler, he hasn't been taking it to the rim like he was earlier in the season, and I think part of that is because Bam's not taking that jumper either. So centers are playing closer to the rim instead of him being drawn out. So Tyler needs to start becoming that 3-level scorer that he was earlier in the season, where he was taking it to the rim, doing the mid-range pull-ups, and taking those 3-point shots. But if he's only doing the 3-point shots and the mid-range shots, like Michael's saying, he needs to work inside out. He can't work outside in because he's just going to become too inefficient before any of his points start really counts. So he needs to be the guy that steps up. I mean, what did he end up with tonight? 9 points. All of those points came in the third quarter. So relatively inefficient game. He had that heat check, and overall, we just need more from Tyler Hero. He can't be that guy that sits in the back and just has a 3-minute spurt like he did this game or early in the fourth last game, and that's all we see from Tyler Hero.
Yeah. So I want to acknowledge 2 comments. Ricky J. Mark said, Black History Month is never over, Royal. You're absolutely right. Black History Month is never over. This is Black History Month. So I apologize to my brother, Brian. And then,
Thank you, sir. Appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem, bro. I'm a big enough man to admit when I'm wrong. But I'm also going to acknowledge the HM comment. HM says, Tyler doesn't have near the ceiling that some think. We will regret not selling high. I'm reaching the point where I think dunking is more important for the current timeline. That is very interesting because I share some of that. But Brian, I forgot who the other player I told y'all to pick between, but you got
Kendrick Nunn.
Yeah, by all means, go ahead. Talk about him.
Yeah, all right. So there's a comment earlier that said, we think this is who Kendrick Nunn is now. I never said that. I've never been on the Kendrick Nunn bandwagon. He played like how I thought Kendrick Nunn was going to play. He had 6 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist. He had 3 steals. He played pretty good defense on Trae Young.
with that defense, though, that defense still looked out of place for him. That was good.
No, yeah, that was pretty decent, even though Trae Young isn't he like, I don't know, I would be shocked if he's not leading the league in turnovers. Like, that's just who Trae Young is. So, like, even the defense is like, Nunn is playing above his head a little bit, but 3 of 12 from the field. Like, that's just kind of what I expect from Kendrick Nunn. And I know that in a game without Jimmy, you do need him to play better, right? But that's who he's been. So I'm not super surprised. I would say, I'd like Kendrick Nunn to be more efficient. I'll give him props for that lob that he had to Bam. I still think the passing, it has improved, but I just don't expect a whole lot from him. The past 3 weeks for me has been a shock, a positive shock, but
a shock nonetheless.
A shock
I don't think
nonetheless.
it means it's not real, though. I think it's real. Like, I genuinely feel like this is real with him. The improvement is there. The confidence is up. He's been put in a position to succeed, which we saw him succeed in last season. And so I don't think this is an aberration. I think this is positive regression to the mean and him getting closer to the player that he was last season with some improvement on defense as well.
So I agree with that. Go ahead. Bro.
I was just saying, a couple of his shots really rolled off the rim. You know what I mean? He
Right
had a couple of layups that were right there. He could have easily had 12 to 14 points. You know what I mean? Because most nights he hits that.
Well, and with Nunn, the offense wasn't working so well, but at least he was playing defense.
Yeah.
Because before early season Nunn and last season Nunn, if he wasn't scoring, he was doing nothing else. And he's learned to do more. And I do think he's improving. My only thing with Nunn is everybody was ready to say, okay, Kendrick Nunn is here to stay. Let's pay him. I want to see more than just the past, 3 to 4 weeks. When I see more of it consistently, and tonight, I get it. Tonight was out of that norm. We'll see the way it keeps going. And I'm still being patient. I admit he's playing better than I said he was early on. But I'm going to wait before I'm fully on board with, all right, let's pay him and keep him, forget Oladipo or any other guys.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Go ahead.
To be fair, like he has played better, and I do think he is a better player. You guys mentioned the defense specifically. Like early season Kendrick Nunn would have been unplayable this game. Trae would have had 40 if he was playing early season Kendrick Nunn.
Yeah.
But, that part of his game is definitely taking a step up, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, and I think I can appreciate that for people giving Nunn his props for the way that he's played over the course of the week. What pisses me off is when people imply that Kendrick Nunn and Victor Oladipo are similar in talent. They will remain nameless.
Nope.
Yeah, those people don't speak for the
An idiot sandwich.
Yes,
we need to put Ethan's face right in the middle of those pieces.
Saying you don't want to move Kendrick Nunn for Oladipo because at the level he's currently playing at is similar to what you expect to get from Depot is the definition of recency bias. This is what you do. You sell high when a player is playing well.
It sounds like
Yes, ma'am. You're an idiot.
It sounds like the people that would take Julius Randle over Chris Bosh.
Oh,
that's absolutely correct.
Listen.
Oh, geez, let's not go there. We're about to get really mad.
A whole other discussion.
We're gonna talk about the Heat this basketball game. So I know Ariel and Michael have been sitting around for a while, but I'm gonna give you guys the option too. You can, and Ariel.
I love the Kendrick in the bottom left.
Man, Manny is back.
Kendrick is on, not Kendrick. Kelly is on the milk carton with missing.
Oh yeah. So shout out to the other GOAT making his return tonight. My boy Manny's back producing. So we want to appreciate him.
Birthday boy yesterday.
Yes, indeed. Yes, but now I'm gonna give you guys the same option. Ariel, you get to go first. You can pick between. Hey, take Simba off the screen. He's not here. But Ariel and Michael, you guys, Ariel is going to get to pick first. You get to choose between Duncan Robinson and Kendrick, not Kendrick Nunn, but Kelly Olynyk, and talk about their game tonight.
Oh no!
You know what you're ending up with, buddy.
Take the guy from your country.
Listen,
please.
I'm so tired of talking about Kelly Olynyk. Everybody knows what I feel about him, and all the bull. Yeah, all he's a spy. Danny Ainge has compromising photos of him. All of that. The calculator boys are going to come after me on Twitter if I get into Kelly Olynyk again. So I'm not down. We're gonna go Duncan Robinson. I actually thought I was kind of surprised he only had 14 points tonight. He had a really good stretch in the second half, specifically in the third quarter, where he kind of jolted the offense. He came out and was hunting for threes. I love when Duncan plays that way. When he's not out there just running around and cutting without any real purpose. I like when he's looking to get the basketball and make a play. His off-ball movement is great, and the gravity that he commands on offense is so impactful for this offense. He doesn't even have to be hitting shots. I mean, especially on a night where you score like 80 points, you want him to hit more shots. But I thought he played a pretty good game. And I like that he was aggressive and hunting for his shots. I think that he's really like just such a weapon for this offense.
Yeah, I think what it is you're absolutely correct in the effect that he has on the offense, even if he's not they're not trading Hero. He's not Karamba. He'll be a multi-year all-star. Oh my God.
Multi-year all-star in Washington.
I'm telling you, get him on a team where he can jack up all the shots he wanted. He'll be an all-star immediately. But
He'd be great in Chicago.
Oh my God.
Or New York.
With the Julius Randle.
Julius Randle. He got better. Those two guys are better than D Wade and Chris Bosh.
Oh man, come by. But no, to Ariel's point, I think Duncan Robinson, when he's not hitting shots, everybody likes to talk about his gravity and the attention that he draws. But when he is hitting shots, people tend to double him off of that action with him and Bam, and it gives Bam that wide open lane to the rim, and it's easier for the team just to operate. What you say, Gat?
So he can pass it away.
Obviously, he's not looking at the rim. I believe if Bam could moonwalk to the rim from the free throw line, he would do that with the basketball, just so he wouldn't have to look at it. But
with Duncan to the look, I gotta say, Duncan.
No, you get to talk about Kelly Olynyk.
I don't want
to talk about Kelly Olynyk.
Come on, I've been doing it for weeks. It's your turn. I'm tired of talking about Kelly Olynyk.
Can I nominate Gad? Gad hasn't spoken since Goran.
Yeah, but Gad did talk about Goran. We've been doing individual since, and you have not had your moment to shine. Put him on the full screen, Manny.
No, I have powers, please. Okay, Kelly Olynyk. What can I say? Well, Twitter was ablaze about Kelly Olynyk, and they were saying his net rating is positive. Everything looks great. His shooting has been ass. I don't know what more to say than he hasn't been able to make a shot. Is that Kelly Olynyk on fire? Because that's what it looks like. I don't know, man. He just looks bad, and I get it. Maybe there's something deeper to it, and all these net ratings know what they're talking about. But this comes back to the analytics versus the eye test, and eye test is way off from the analytics because KO looks like a butt out there.
Hey, can I say something real quick about KO?
By all means, but somebody said
plus
somebody
3
called me a
tonight.
dictator. Somebody called me a dictator. And somebody else, Michael, has been listening to the Dunker Spot with Nikias Duncan, friend of the network.
I have. On Twitter, he's going off today about the Jamal Murray +5 in defensive player ratings.
Oh
I love
God.
listening to Nikias.
Oh, bro, that is different. But go ahead, Brian. You about to talk about KO?
Plus 3 tonight. Only positive net rating on the team.
Okay.
Man.
So, now that we
Thank you, man.
exactly. Now that we've talked about most of the basketball that I want to talk about,
Analytics guy.
let's get into some off the wall topics, kind of like that shit
I
that
deserve
Brian
that.
just brought up about KO's plus minus. That's another thing that has been said by some members of this network, Ethan J. Skolnick, that the team seems to be playing better with KO on the court.
Max Strus had a +0, as shown on the.
Is that a plus?
That's a plus or
It's
minus
not a
zero.
positive number.
They lost by
0 is
14,
better
so
than
it's
a
a
negative
plus.
0.
Correct.
Okay, but yeah. So let's talk about that thing about the KO. The team plays better with KO because of his intelligence or whatever. I don't know what Ethan's point was when he was trying to make that. Anybody here agree with that?
No.
All that means,
A lot of it's
listen,
just luck.
it's the same argument as the Myers Leonard thing last year. All that means is that if those lineups are good with Kelly Olynyk in them, then if they get a better 4 that's better suited to start, then those lineups will be even better. It doesn't mean that those lineups are perfect as constructed.
Oh, wait, yeah. How much?
It's like right place, right
Use
time.
the right hand, unless
Oh yeah,
It's opposite.
the point is weird on this show,
Point
bro.
both
There
ways.
we go. Yeah. Ariel, correct.
Oh, so you guys are
That deep.
Yeah, I'm
analysis.
wonderful analysis. But so what else you
Words
got?
from here.
Wait, Royal, you can literally put I feel like any place holding 3 that can quote unquote or 4 that can space the floor in this lineup as the 4, and they will probably have a positive net rating with Jimmy Bam. or whatever.
No, we can't. No, we can't. We got Mo Harkless. We got KZ Paulo.
I said
Neither of which
Spacers.
Yeah, neither
I
of
can
which
actually
is
space
space
shot.
for. Correct.
Kelly Olynyk hasn't hit a shot in about a
I'm about
month.
to say, can KO space the floor?
I think it's just the reputation with it. Oh boy, oh boy, Alex.
John Collins
Oh,
did.
He dropped 20-something
What is
after
this?
that.
Listen,
That's Alex.
that's the Alex Toledo who said
Yeah,
that.
he's not on the Collins train.
Playing
Yeah,
Kelly Olynyk.
John-
You don't want John Collins?
Well,
He's on the
I don't-
Victor Oladipo train, actually.
I think to Alex's point,
Yes.
I think he's more concerned with just
The
kind of
fit.
what we'd have to do, the fit. Yeah, like just what it would mean for Miami moving forward and how it would handicap us to have a player like John Collins, who we all like. But it's like, is he the player for the roster? And I don't want to get into too much trade talk because, I mean,
We'll
we
say
do
that
that.
for Thursday.
We can't be doing that the one game they lose after a 6-game win streak.
Yeah,
You know,
it-
it makes us
Trade
look
everybody
bad.
away.
Yeah.
That's kind of where I land.
That's how everyone is. Last game, Duncan shot terribly, and everyone's like, Duncan is ass. Get him out of here immediately. Trade him for anything. It's like, okay. I mean,
So
everybody
let's do
chill.
this. We've been pretty negative, and I told you I wanted to be the president of morale. Everybody here, tell me one positive that you guys got from tonight. Jonathan Ramlakan, you are the best at it because you do the good, the bad, the ugly, which you guys can find on the 5 Reasons Sports YouTube channel just by searching it. Go ahead, Jonathan Ramlakan.
Hey, I'm gonna say our defense still did a pretty good job. You know, we held the Hawks to 88 points. I think it was 90 points.
94.
They average 113 or 112. So we still held them to 22 points under what they have normally. Second thing, other than Trae Young going off for 5 minutes in the fourth quarter, I like the job we did on him as well. You know, we held him down. I love what Gabe Vincent is doing. Oh no.
Yo, I am so happy that we keep receipts on this show. This is who is leading us in basketball talk, guys. That's what we
I
have to
don't
deal
know-
with.
I don't know about us. This like
yeah,
the
this is
network, but
That is a horrible take. It is
you never heard that
disgusting.
one, Brian?
No, I have. It's disgusting.
Oh.
I'm
The
telling you.
entire
It is
crew
a
was ready to
fucking
trade a
terrible
first round
trade.
pick.
Yo, listen, whatever.
Also,
But
wait, I
that-
just want to mention. So Jonathan mentioned the defense in total, and then the defense on Trae Young. Didn't he just
Yeah.
take up all the positives? Was that?
Yeah, that's
No.
literally what I was thinking.
Was there
I have
anything?
nothing. What else were we supposed to go touch on?
No,
That's it.
guys.
You guys have to hunt the good points.
Best television character of all time, by the way.
100%.
Oh, get out of here!
I 100% disagree with that.
We'll do this
But
on game night some other time.
first of all, have you never heard of Naruto Uzumaki?
Ooh.
But Gad, go ahead. You give me a positive. Oh, Ramadan, did you finish giving me your positive, bro?
I mean,
Got all
they
of
were just
them.
talking about
You
the whole- that
You
was
took
all
everybody
the
positive? No, you guys are going to have to use your basketball intelligence tonight. Gad, I want another positive from you, brother.
Okay, a positive. I like how in the beginning of the third quarter, Duncan Robinson came out and realized Kevin Herter was guarding him, called for a screen, had Capella in drop coverage, and just pulled up for 3 2 times in a row from the right wing. Analysis. He did that. He was hunting for his own shot, and it actually worked. He hit 2 threes because they were wide open threes. Capella was 5 feet away from him, and Duncan actually got the Heat on a bit of a run doing that. Analysis.
Wait, so
Very
so
well written.
Can my positive be a single play? Because that's what it feels like. Can
First
it be
of all,
one
That
play?
was 2 plays.
Oh, sorry,
Bro.
sorry. Two plays.
See, now that you done saw Gad change the format, now you're trying to be a copycat. No, you can't do it. Everybody else, feel free to use one play. Brian, what is your positive from tonight's game, my brother?
Tyler Hero third quarter. If he played like that all the time, he would be a multiple-time All-Star.
there goes back the point.
Also, just
We're not
doing
this.
there was a comment. I just saw this right now. Bam says he's going to be more aggressive in this post-game comments, so we can look forward to that. He said it earlier in the year and he didn't do it, but
Multiple times this
you know.
season.
The boy that cried aggressive.
All right, wait. Where's our guy that edits stuff? There it is.
Oh,
I'm counting that as a positive.
Michael, you're going last. I hope everybody takes all the positives so that you struggle the most.
They did
Ariel,
third quarter in the defense. That was it.
I went.
Oh my god!
Oh, no.
Oh my god!
No, not
What are
Greg.
we doing?
Yo, so
Who
listen,
is this Tyler Hero kid? that
listen,
people
listen,
think-
guys.
We can't
need-
slander him.
These are the pillars of the 5 Reasons Sports Network. We cannot be exposing what they really feel about basketball out here on the postgame show. Okay, Ariel. Damn, that was hard to overcome. Though you went trade for Bill, though, bro.
Hold on. You know what? Wait, real
This
quick.
is Greg Sylvander we're talking about here, bro. I was a fan
Royal,
before I got on
gotta
here.
give
You're a rookie hero.
What you said, Michael?
You got to give a positive before me too, so that I'm really left with nothing.
I'm back on the post game streams, bitches. Ariel, go ahead and give your positive for the night, bro.
It's tough. I guess my positive would be that they held the Hawks to 94 points. They forced 23 turnovers, and that probably helps improve their 7th-ranked defensive rating, which hopefully will continue forward. It's not much, guys. There's not much out there.
Okay, Michael.
Man, I'm really scraping the bottom of the barrel here. Ooh, yeah. I got it. Duncan Robinson. No, I'm being serious. I felt like Duncan Robinson was cutting pretty well today. Like his cutting and passing, because his threes weren't falling too often. I mean, he did shoot 4 for 9, which isn't terrible, but he was cutting to the basket pretty good. Hey, that pass from Iguodala, right? That little back and forth they had. I like
that was nice. That was very nice.
Right. So, analysis, more than 2 plays.
I got one more, actually.
Please do.
That Gabe Vincent steal, I think it was on Rondo, and he pulled it back.
It was on Trey, wasn't it? Oh, no, yeah, you're right.
Okay.
No, he was covering. Yeah, he was on Rondo. You're right.
Gabe Vincent is also a positive.
I mean, he traveled before that layup. Yeah,
he did. Oh, yeah. Yeah, he did. Big time.
That was that Giannis.
I was like, dang, bro, they didn't call that? Yeah.
Oh, I've got another positive. Steps. Jonathan said in the group chat that he saw somebody wearing the BAM. What was the T-shirt in the stands? The BAM Giannis MVP shirt or something?
I was watching the Heat broadcast, and they're doing like one of the fan dance cams where they like put up random fans, and somebody had the Giannis BAM 21 shirt, and I was trying to like get my phone to take a picture of it, and it was gone. I was like, shit. So I might watch the rebroadcast and see if I can find that again.
Yo, that's pretty lit though. Y'all know what else is positive? Paying the goddamn bills. So yeah, go buy a shirt from the 5 Reasons Sports Network. I never talk about that, probably because I don't get no fucking money from it. But go buy a shirt anyway. Like support the network, support the cause, whatever. Ethan needs your money. We got Manscaped, shave your balls. You guys have done really well with your Manscaped ads, and it's
Jonathan's the most comfortable.
Yeah. So I kind of want to give everybody a chance to pay the bills. Jonathan, you've been the GOAT with the Manscaped, so you go ahead and pay the bills and give them a full screen too, Manny.
All right, so I'm gonna say it like this. So I always say that my girl got me the Manscaped thing, because if you're a girl and you got a boyfriend, you need to know if he's not using Manscaped, he is nicking his balls every time he's trimming down there. His heart is racing. He's worried that he's just gonna get that one snag and it's gonna rip his ball skin off. So you need to get the Manscaped 3.0. Use the code word. I think code word's 5. You get 20% off. You're gonna get free shipping.
No, Jonathan, it's the number 5 RSN.
Oh, it's 5 RSN. I thought he was changing. I thought they were changing all of them to 5. So it's 5 RSN.
Those are for the gamblers on the 5 Reasons Sports Network.
All right. So don't nick your balls. Like I said, if you have a man, or if you have a son, or if you have a dad, somebody, if he doesn't have the Manscaped, he's having a heart attack while he's shaving his balls, get the Manscaped 3.0. It has the light. So if you have a blackout, like you're in Texas and they just had a blackout, you need to shave your balls, you can go shave your balls. They also got the ball toner. So if you got wrinkly balls, like an old guy's head, and you don't want it to be wrinkly anymore, you can use the ball toner. And if you live anywhere in the South Florida, we got global warming going on. Everybody's balls is sweating right now. Get the ball deodorizer. So when you pull your thing down out of your pants, it doesn't hit your girl in the face like a fucking fish. So that's all I got to say.
That's crazy.
Wait, how many of us are actually in South Florida? Is it just Gad?
The two of you.
He's South Florida.
Okay.
We're Central Florida.
Yeah, he's weird. So Gad, you get to do prize picks. Full screen, Manny.
Prize picks. Send me a script. You do it, Royal.
Okay.
Oh, the sass.
Okay, hold on. So put me on full screen, please, Manny. Gad, I don't think you understand how the show works.
Wait, Gad's gone.
No, put Gad back in here. I don't think he understands how the show works,
No, I
Gad.
think Gad's gone.
I think Gad started smelling himself when the boy was off the show. I'm the host, Gad. Okay, I can't keep a straight face that whole time. But Prize Picks, use the promo code 5 for Prize Picks. They match your donation up to $100. It's the easiest way to play fantasy. You can bet on full fantasy scores, or you can bet on individual stats. Good, Gad's back. Gad, finish the Prize Picks.
What? What just happened?
Why is Gad leaving again? Gad's just leaving every time I tell him to do Prize Picks.
Manny, is that you?
Probably. He doesn't know. But
No, it's
Ariel,
not Manny. It's not Manny.
It's not Manny? Oh, no. Okay. I know who it is then. Ariel, you get best ever.
Oh, I'm so excited. Head on over to Best Ever BST EVR. You can follow them on, actually, I only have them on Instagram, so never mind. It's at BST EVR Sports. They do simulations. If you want to know if this Heat team will beat the Knicks in a playoff series and make Ricky J. Mark really, really upset, you can go ahead and plug that in right now and see what the outcome of that is. I'm not sure if there's a promo code. I don't think there is, but check out DSTEVR.
Okay. Brian, you know what? It is, again, still Black History Month. So I'm going to give you the primary sponsor of the post-game shows. You get Biscayne Bay Brewing, brother.
Oh, okay. Drinking, cool. Yeah, buy Biscayne Bay Brewing alcohol. You can get drunk with your friends. Don't do it too much. You get ulcers. That's bad for you. But drinking is pretty fun. You go to Biscayne Bay Brewing. I'm pretty sure they only sell drinks in South Florida. But, you know, you find it in the stores. You ask people about Biscayne Bay Brewing. They probably have it. Yeah, alcohol. Thumbs up. 5 stars.
Absolutely. I'm with that.
I think that was the best ad tonight. Jonathan, you did great with Manscaped, but that was the one.
Gad, you get Seltzer Mayberg.
Seltzer Mayberg, the first sponsor of the 5 Reasons Sports Network, I think. It's got to be a lawyer in South Florida, so go there.
You definitely need a lawyer in South Florida. That's important.
Yeah. I-95 is crazy. I don't know if they do car accidents, but I think they probably do if they're a lawyer.
Slip and fall, all that.
Whatever.
Don't call 1-800-411-PAIN. Call Seltzer Mayberg Law Firm.
Seltzer Mayberg. If Bam only takes 8 shots, Seltzer Mayberg.
Guys, I feel like Gad took this loss worse than the rest of us.
No, I'm honestly not that upset anymore.
Oh, Ricky, the Knicks lost by 26.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a good night.
Michael, you get a new sponsor. You get Chase Signs.
Chase Signs sponsors us. Follow Chase Signs on Instagram and Twitter. They have a Twitter.
I'm guessing they make signs.
Yeah, they make signs.
All right. They do. If you need a signs, I'm guessing if you need to say, you know, that you need to, you know, have somebody go spin a triangle in a circle or some shit.
Do you want to go to the Heat game and hold up a sign that says "Bam, be more aggressive"? Get that sign from Chase Signs.
Hold up the bootios.
Yeah.
Bam, you got Bammy on the front.
So first of all, guys, everybody's from now on. This is a new decree of the post game show. Everybody's going to take a turn paying the bills because I saw how amazing you guys were at it when I was out. Let's talk. You know, yeah, the show's over, but let's talk about how great you guys were while I was out. Like, let's do that for a second.
The Heat won because of you. That's the only.
They did not win because
no. I'm saying them, not you.
Oh,
I was talking to them as a collective.
Obviously, it's a post game show. The decision to who's going is made post game after. That's what the word post implies. After the game is when. But yeah,
I'm trying to give them props, bro.
They were fantastic, bro. They were fantastic. Like, you guys kept me engaged. I was in the comments almost every show. But yeah, I did want to tell you guys that I'm very excited. What do you mean? We're gonna have another post game show on Thursday.
Plug the show Royal. What are we showing Royal on Thursday? How much of Royal are we showing on Thursday?
On Thursday? Okay, so I guess I didn't want to say it, but since he's talking about it now, let's plug the show. So on Thursday, which is the last game before the Miami Heat, before the All-Star break, we're gonna do a clutch corner for the post game show, but we're gonna have all of the post game guys on the show too. So everybody's coming. Anybody is going to be one big party for the last game before the All-Star break. So you guys get ready for that.
We're working on a 2K tournament for the channel.
Oh yeah, that's going to be lit.
We're going to be lit.
We're going to try to work on the 2K tournament.
We got Fight Week on 5 on Thursday at 6 o'clock. And then on Saturday at 4 o'clock, we got the Knuckle Boys pregame show or pre-fight show. UFC 259 is this Saturday. 3 championships fight, and then you got a stacked card. You got Islam Makhachev, Thiago Santos, Dominic Cruz.
Can any of those guys box out and shoot a 3? Because maybe we can replace.
I was about to say, I totally know everybody's name who you're talking about.
Real quick, Jonathan, who's your co-host? Who you doing that show with, bro?
We're doing it with Ariel, so it's me and Ariel.
Hey,
so it's actually the first UFC pregame show in history. So let's get it.
Yeah, Louis Lacaro, he says no more Royal. How about no more fucking Louis?
Hey, he was talking about building a wall to keep us out. That felt very charged at the fact that I'm Hispanic, Louis. Like,
Yo.
you want to build a wall? Come on, man.
Michael, way to be selfish. You're not the only Hispanic on here. My guy Gad is also
He
Hispanic.
was talking about building a wall to keep out me and you.
And my guy Ariel
Technically, I'm
Atias.
Hispanic.
I'm not Hispanic,
What?
brother.
Brian, what is your nationality?
Ariel, you're not Hispanic?
I'm
both my
I'm
moms-
born. Sorry, go ahead, Brian.
Oh no, yeah, both my mom's parents are from Panama. I mean, they're black Panamanian, but that counts. I think.
Yeah.
Okay, true.
I'm Israeli Moroccan, born in Miami.
So you're Hispanic. Congratulations.
I was gonna say, what do you think you are? You're
If
from
you're born
Miami.
in Miami, you're Hispanic. That's all it is.
Everybody is Hispanic. So, guys, thank you guys for joining us. I done ran out of shit to talk about. Thank you guys for making my return a little bit more fun. I'm gonna be here win or loss after the next game, so you can prepare your goddamn self. I don't know what you have to do, but I'm gonna be here for the rest of the season. Deal with it. Thank you to my guy Michael. Thank you to Ariel. Thank you to Gad. Thank you to Brian. Thank you to Jonathan for joining me. Thanks to the super producer Manny. Thank you to all you guys in the comments for making the show more fun and making this thing what it is today. We'll see you guys on Thursday, and y'all have a great evening.
This has been smart now. Are you going to foul? Terry puts it up. Won't go. Rebound Wade. The Miami Heat. They've done it. They win their first championship in franchise history. The Miami Heat are once again NBA champions. LeBron James captures that elusive title he so desperately coveted. The Spurs will not foul. Final seconds. What a finish. It's back-to-back titles for the Heat. The 2013 NBA championship resides once again in Miami.